Yep.
So I don't even know. I haven't seen it. Super nervous. Queen of Spades?
Yep.
Yes!
Nice. That is awesome, man.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another magic/mentalism tutorial, and this one is a real winner. A lot of you have been asking me in the comments lately for something really simple, without elaborate setup, with just one deck of cards that is going to get insane reactions, and this is the answer. This is a really easy piece. If you're new to Magic, you're gonna be able to do this really effectively, but you are going to stun everyone. Now, as you know, it's very important for me to show you guys a performance of the tricks before we learn them. So I was hanging out with two of my really good friends this week, Tyler and Steve from the Deckin Around YouTube channel. Now, if you don't follow these guys, you absolutely must. They do amazing deck reviews, they do giveaways, they do tons of really fun and educational content. They interview some of the best magicians in the world, so you could learn a lot of stuff. So go give them a follow. I will leave a link to their channel in the description, but we're hanging around. I performed this trick for them. Take a look. We're gonna try something now with pure intuition and a deck of cards. Now, if you were here, I would allow you to shuffle these, but you're not, so I'll do it myself, but I want you to see that that is completely legit, right?
Yeah.
And I will also show you guys the cards. You can see they're all different. Yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, Steve, what's gonna happen is in a moment, I'm gonna go through these cards, sometimes one at a time, sometimes in groups, doesn't really matter, totally randomly, and I want you to say the word stop absolutely whenever you like. Totally your call. Here we go. I'll go like this.
Okay.
Right there?
Yep.
Now, do you want the one that's in my hand or the next one?
The next one.
Okay, so this one over here, yeah?
Correct.
Awesome. I'm gonna close my eyes, I'm gonna turn away, I'm gonna show it to both of you. Can you guys remember that?
Yep.
Okay, that's gonna go right back where it came from, and these will be shuffled, placed on top, and the whole deck is cut. Is that as fair as it gets?
Yep. Absolutely.
There's no way I could possibly know what that card is, right?
Right.
I'm gonna show you the cards. I want you guys to just look at them. Don't say a word. You see the card, you don't see the card, doesn't matter, just look at the cards. Here we go. Okay. See, I have no idea if you saw your card, if you didn't see the card, but it doesn't matter because subconsciously I think you know where it is. I'm gonna try to connect with that. Focus on the card, the identity of the card. See it in bright colors, the number. I think I'm pretty far here. No. No. This one. Guys, think about this. From a random shuffled deck, you picked a card, you thought of it, it got lost completely in the deck, and now as I just went through it, this is the one I'm feeling. In a loud, clear voice, Tyler, what was the card?
The Queen of Spades.
Queen of Spades.
Yep.
So I don't even know, I haven't seen it. Super nervous. Queen of Spades?
Yep.
Yes!
Nice. That is awesome, man.
That's dope.
Boosh! There it was. I hope you guys enjoyed that performance. Now we're gonna jump into the explanation. I'm gonna teach you step by step how to do this and a bunch of different variations so you could customize it to whatever suits your preferences. But before we do that, do me a huge favor, guys. Hit that subscribe button, turn those notifications on for more amazing magic and mentalism content. So the main technique that we're using here is called a breather's crimp, but even people who know what that is get a little confused by our procedure here. Let me tell you why. The breather's crimp is a very old principle. In fact, I'm not even sure we know who created it. That's how old it is. But Di Vernon, who was one of the best card magicians who ever lived, has a lot of the earlier work on this crimp. Now, typically, in card tricks, either the selection is crimped or the card above it or beneath it. It's a way to know where the selection is. There are some routines out there that put some distance between the two, but I have a process here that I think makes it look so random. Later today at 3 p.m. East, I'm doing a live stream on the channel. If you haven't checked them out, they're a lot of fun. People come in, show me some magic, we do tutorials, we talk about theory. It's a ton of fun and I want you guys to come check it out because I'm gonna teach a bunch of variations on this, different choices, how you could do this with a borrowed deck, different options within the trick to make it even more fair, and just a bunch of variations for you to maybe find different ways to do this. But right now, I'm gonna explain to you exactly how I did the version that you just saw. So let's start with what you need in order to do this trick. Well, you need one thing, a deck of cards. Now, it doesn't have to be a brand new deck of cards, but it has to be relatively new. In other words, it can't be so old that every card is contorted and bent in a different way. I also wouldn't use a deck of cards that anyone has used for playing cards, because when we do that, when we hold them in our hands, we tend to put all these different bends in them. So a relatively new deck of cards that's used for your magic tricks is perfect. So what is a breather crimp? This card right here, the 7 of Hearts, has a breather crimp in it. I know it doesn't look like much, it just looks like a normal card. Nobody would ever suspect anything, but it's prepared in such a way that if I mix the cards, and this is a legitimate mix, I'll even give it a riffle shuffle like this. Oops. That's 7 of Hearts. Now, if you know how, you can just cut the cards and you will always get it right back to the bottom. It doesn't matter how it's shuffled because of that breather crimp. That's what a breather crimp does. Nothing looks wrong with the deck, but I can always cut it right to the bottom effortlessly. So here is what a breather crimp is. You're going to take a card, any card at all. If you want to follow along with me, you can grab your 7 of Hearts. You're going to take the card face down. That's very important. It has to be face down if you want to cut the card to the bottom of the deck. Your 2 fingers, middle finger and index, are going to go pinch the center here like this. This is from under the deck with your thumb on top, and you're going to drag your fingers outwards towards the corner like this. Now I'm applying pressure with my thumb. I'm bending it. You could see that it's being bent like this. Then the same over here. So again, I'm putting pressure and I'm doing this here, then here, then here. So what that does, it creates a valley, like an X. There's a bend there, a bend there, a bend there, and a bend there. This is not something you can see. I can't see it now. Even under the right lighting, it's not something you could see. But those bends make it so that very subtly, wherever that 7 of Hearts is, it slightly opens up. You guys can see that. There's a bit of, now if I hold the deck even with a bit of pressure, you can't see that. But if I let go, it makes that little opening so that I can cut to it easily. Now, if you guys know a Charlier cut or a one-handed cut, you can easily Charlier cut that 7 of Hearts to the bottom. If you don't, look up Charlier cut on YouTube, because it's a really easy way to always get that 7 to the bottom. Sorry, so wherever it is, you just Charlier cut, and you're naturally just always going to be able, wherever it is, to naturally cut right there. But if you don't know how to Charlier cut, here's all you have to do. You don't want a tight grip like this, because that closes the gap that the crimp creates. So what you want to do is have a loose grip like this on the sides. And now my thumb comes over, my right thumb, and I could feel that. I could feel that opening, and I can easily open it there. So give this a bit of practice, give it a good crimp, give that a practice, shuffle the cards, shuffle the cards, shuffle the cards, and try to cut to it, and you will be able to master this very, very shortly. Now in the routine, it doesn't matter if you don't nail it right away, you're going to see how you can fix that. So for the actual routine, it's really easy. You basically give them the deck and they shuffle it. They shuffle that 7 of Hearts absolutely wherever they want. So these cards are legitimately mixed by your spectator. Now you take it back, and as you're talking, you are going to cut that 7 of Hearts to the bottom. You're not looking at the cards, you're just grabbing the cards like this and you're cutting, and because of that crimp, you've got your 7 of Hearts at the bottom. Now, I always like to be safe, so after my cut, I just rotate the deck like this, which isn't suspicious, but as it's here, I can see that I got it. If, for example, I do my cut and I notice that I didn't get it, I keep talking and I just cut again, and I look, and there I got it, and now I'm good to go. Now I'm going to tell them that I want them to pick a card. Now here is where I think I used a little bit of clever psychology to disguise the method. If I were to do this, say stop, somebody might suspect I'm counting because I'm going tick, 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 and they could count as well. But if I'm just spreading through and randomly dropping cards like this, and it just looks like I'm randomly going through cards, there's no one who's really going to suspect that there's really any method there. But I'm actually counting, same thing. In my head, as I'm doing that, I count. So sometimes I drop singles, and sometimes I spread, and even with my fingers, I can count those cards. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Notice my thumb is singly peeling off cards as I drop them. So I always know how many are going down, and I'm keeping the count. So again, another example here, 1, 2, 3. I know my thumb pushed off 3, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm just keeping count as I tell them to say stop. Now, if it's hard to count and talk at the same time. So tell them what you want them to do first, then start the spread. And again, remember, my left thumb is counting. So here we go. I'm going to tell them, I'm going to go through the cards, say stop when you like. Now I start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They say stop. I go, okay, do you want this one or the next one? In my head, I know that's 13, that's 14. So let's say they go here, 14. I go, excellent. Either I have them take the card, or I take it like this, and I show it to them, 2 of clubs. Now I put it back. I have them take these cards and mix them. This is a really, really convincing moment because that, like, such chaos. And they throw these on top of the card. So now I don't really know anything. I also offer them to cut the cards. So they themselves, let your spectator do this if you're doing this live, not virtual. They cut the cards like this. So now in their heads, they're confident there's no way you could possibly know where that card is. Now I pick up the cards, and if you know any fake shuffles or fake cuts, this is a really, really good place to do those. Just to further emphasize how you can't have a clue as to where that card is. Now in my presentation at this point, I pick this up and I go through the cards and show it to them. It's not necessary. I just like it for the presentation because sometimes I look at their face while I'm doing that, sometimes I look away, but to them it just adds like a process, like a logical reason as to what I'm doing. So I really do like that, but you can use any presentation you like. But you take the cards now and you go into this position, that loose position I told you guys earlier. You give it a cut. Now notice I got my 7 of hearts. I can even see that here, but I don't look yet. I cut, I complete the cut. I rotate as I talk, and again, I could see that right there. Now I know I got it. I know I'm now 14 cards, or the 14th card down is their card. Now, if you miss that crimped card, don't worry about it, because the presentation is all about intuition. So you're trying to cut to the right card, right? So let's say you cut and you look and, oh no, you missed it. That's not the crimped card. Don't worry about it, because now you could say, I think, and you could just cut again, and now you look and now you got it. But even if you don't get it the second time, it just looks like, no, let me see, I think I'm feeling that, right about there, that feels good. So I got it, so you could cut as many times as you want. Now I know that their card is the 14th one down. So I'm not gonna go like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a little obvious. I'm gonna do the same thing I did earlier. So again, it's intuition. I'm trying to feel where I think it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And now I always go to one less, the 13th, and I go, yep, no, that's not it. That's the one. That's the 14th card. I just went right back to it. Drop these cards. Now you're here. And you go, what was your card? They say 2 of clubs. You go, I don't even know. I didn't see it. Then you look at it. Bablamo. And you got their card. Let me throw one more quick tip at you. I love to do this trick with tarot cards, because if you're into that sort of mysterious vibe and your spectator is into that kind of thing as well, this is perfect, because already it's all about intuition and stuff like that. So if you present this right, they're going to think it's totally legit. If you don't have tarot cards, I highly recommend them for mentalism. Sometimes instead of a deck of cards, I will leave a link in the description to where you can get one of my favorite quality decks delivered right to your door. But essentially it's the exact same thing. I've put a breather crimp in the magician card, get it, magician, and same exact thing. So you start here and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, they say stop. On the 9th card, I show it to them. It's the Fool, and that goes here. These are shuffled like this, and they cut the tarot cards like this, and you take it back here. And usually tarot we handle like this by the side, but again, that breather, you cut right to it. It's perfect. The magician, you go there, and now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think, no, it's this one. What was your card? The Fool. There it was, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you think of this trick. Are you going to do it as is? Do you have some other ideas you can combine this with? And do you think you'll do it with the playing cards or with some good old tarot cards? Let me know in the comments, guys, and I will see you on the next video.